In February 1959, 9 experienced hikers vanished into the Ural Mountains. Weeks later, rescuers found their tent, cut open from the inside. The hikers were gone. Some were barefoot in the snow. By the time the investigation closed, 3 of them had crushed ribs and skulls, with no external wounds, and 1 was missing her tongue. This is the story of what happened at Dyatlov Pass, and the science that may finally explain it. In late January 1959, a group of 10 university students and graduates set out to summit Thren Mountain, deep in the Ural range. Their leader was 23-year-old Igor Dyatlov, an experienced outdoorsman. This wasn't a casual trip. It was a Grade 3 hiking certification, the highest difficulty rating in the Soviet system at the time. 1 member turned back early due to illness. The remaining 9 pressed on. On February 1st, the group made camp on the slope of a mountain the local Mansi people called Kolatsyakl, which in their language translates to Dead Mountain. They never checked in again. When the group missed their return deadline, search parties were sent out. On February 26th, searchers found the campsite, and the tent had been cut open from the inside, as if the hikers were fleeing in a hurry without stopping to find the exit. Their boots were still inside. Following footprints, most left by people in socks or bare feet, searchers found 2 bodies near a large cedar tree over a kilometer away, in temperatures around -30 degrees Celsius. The tree's lower branches were broken, as if someone had climbed it to see something or escape something. 3 more bodies were found between the tree and the tent, seemingly trying to return to shelter. The final 4 were found 2 months later, buried under several meters of snow in a ravine. It was here that the most disturbing detail emerged. 2 of the 4 had fatal chest fractures, the kind of blunt trauma typically seen in car accidents, not falls. 1 had a fatal skull fracture, yet none had corresponding external wounds, bruising, or soft tissue damage. And 1 hiker was missing her eyes, lips, and tongue. Soviet investigators closed the case in 1959, citing only a compelling natural force. The files were classified. In the decades since, theories multiplied. Military weapons testing, infrasound-induced panic, even claims of a Yeti attack. For over 60 years, the case remained officially unsolved, until a team of scientists took a fresh look with modern tools. In 2021, researchers Alexander Puzrin and Johann Gaume published a study in the journal Communications, Earth and Environment. Their focus? A phenomenon called a slab avalanche. Most avalanches need a steep slope, but the Dyatlov campsite sat on a gentler incline, which is partly why investigators originally ruled avalanche out. The researchers proposed something different. The hikers had cut into the slope to pitch their tent, creating an artificial ledge. Combined with strong katabatic winds redistributing snow above them, this could have built up a slab under tension, one that didn't need a steep slope to eventually fail. Using techniques originally developed for vehicle collision injury modeling, the team simulated what happens when a person is lying down, not standing, under a dense snow slab. Their models showed the specific rib and skull fractures seen in the victims were consistent with a person's upper body being pinned by a slab of compacted snow while lying on a hard tent floor. The theory? A delayed slab release, hours after the tent was pitched, explains why the hikers cut their way out in a panic rather than through the entrance, and why they fled downhill into the trees with no time to dress for -30 degrees cold, hoping to escape a slope they believed was still collapsing. As for the missing tissue on the final bodies, investigators at the time attributed it to the 2 months the bodies spent exposed in a stream at the ravine's bottom, a mundane, if grim, explanation for the most sensational detail of the case. The Dyatlov Pass incident isn't solved with certainty. No theory explains every detail perfectly, and that's part of why it still fascinates researchers and armchair investigators alike. But the 2021 study is the first to show that you don't need anything supernatural, military, or cryptid-related to explain what happened on Dead Mountain. Sometimes the mountain itself is enough. If you want us to cover another real mystery with a scientific explanation, drop it in the comments below.